Hello and welcome to this FB for DS video tutorial. This one is going to be kind of an exciting one, something that just recently happened and there's been a lot of confusion about what a link share is. Facebook recently made an announcement that they changed the way pages posts are being shown in the newsfeed when they're sharing a link. So I've been reading a lot of comments, going through a lot of Facebook posts and blog posts that are sharing the wrong information. So I thought I'd create this tutorial and get it out there as quickly as possible to let people know what the real deal is and what really Facebook meant by link share. It's not what most of you have been told as of late. So if you find this helpful, please become a fan at fbfords.com. We normally do Facebook tutorials for those of us in the direct selling industry. This is going to actually be more of a broader topic because it'll cover all businesses. But if you like this format and you want to get some more tips, be sure to subscribe to our video channel at videotips.fbfords.com. And fbfords.com actually will direct you directly to the Facebook fan page where you can like our fan page and get updates that way as well. So let's go ahead and get started. This is regarding the recent changes that Facebook made and announced in the Facebook newsroom site on pages that share information as links, or they do status updates with links, and how Facebook tried to tell us how to do that with their new, Facebook's always changing, so they have the new algorithm that kind of reads a little bit different versus if you're a page versus if you're a personal profile with friends as opposed to a page with fans. So, and kind of gave pages a little bit of an idea of how to post them, but wasn't really clear on what link sharing was, which is kind of the term that this is about, and I'm going to try to explain. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go over what Facebook announced and how that was interpreted incorrectly, and then show you what actually that should have been interpreted, and hopefully this will clear up a lot of the confusion that's been going around lately. So what Facebook had announced that when some pages share links on Facebook, they do so by embedding the link right into their status update. And they had an image there that they showed, and I'm going to enlarge it here, where you can see that you're putting a status. This is Forbes fan page, business page, and then at the end of the status puts a link. What they're saying is that we would rather, they would rather you, or that a better way to do that after this update that just came out is to do a link share so that it looks like the picture you see there. And they commented that this would, compared to just sharing links by embedding it into the status update, this is going to increase engagement, get you more likes, comments, shares, and it also provides a more visually appealing experience for the readers in the news feeds. So, and the image that they have there is just, some text, and then below that a nice picture with the link embedded in there. So, and that's the image that they show there, and I'm going to show you how to get to that, but to do it correctly, not the way many have been doing it lately because they've interpreted this link sharing term incorrectly. So you'll see there that there's no link in that little blank space, but what some people have been doing in order to get this look is they'll type in the link and then they'll just exit out, they'll delete it out, and then hit the share button so that it looks like this. And that's actually the incorrect way to do it. So, and I know it seemed like that's what Facebook was telling us to do, but and a lot of other people, that are in the social media industry that are out there to teach us are also telling us to do that, and that is not correct. So what they really meant and what is link sharing is what this little tutorial is going to be about. And I know it's been very confusing. I've been seeing it and reading it, and I had to do this because the whole thing is confusing. So I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. So this is the site that the end result that they wanted us to have. So what link sharing means, it doesn't mean that you should still paste in the link into your status update and then back it out by removing it so that the image still shows up but there's no link and then it looks like this. That is not what they intended for us to do, though that's what I'm seeing a lot of people are teaching, that's the way that this is supposed to work. That is incorrect. What link sharing meant is, what they meant by that is to use the share button, which is also considered a link share tool or a plugin, from the source, the actual original link that you intended to share, the actual article or a website, and share it from the actual link using one of those Facebook link share buttons. And this is assuming that the the blog owner actually has these installed, which most do. So, and you guys should know what they look like. They're all over the place. They're these little buttons where you can share right from the article that you're reading, the blog post that you're reading, and you can go ahead and share it. That's what link sharing means. So here's an example step by step. I'm actually going to do 3 separate examples of how to do this and explain what the difference between all the 3 are and why it's so confusing. And I hope that by the end of this, it all makes sense. So here's the website. And by the original way to do it, which Facebook is now saying is not the correct way for pages to do this, was to get the link from a page up in the browser address bar, copy that link, then go into Facebook, into your page, like you're getting ready to put a status update. Click on status, and then you write in some text, and then you'll paste in that link. When you paste in that link, this nice little image pops up below, very visually appealing, and then you can just hit post, and voila, that is what your page post looks like with the link in it. So what people have been saying, so you have your text there, and then you have the link, and then your picture below. What people have been telling people to do is not this option. This is option number 1. They're saying don't do this. Instead, do option number 2. Now, option number 2, we're going to begin the same way. You're going to put in a little bit of text, paste in that link, and that will generate this picture to pop up, but then delete the link before you hit post. And then when you hit post, you have a post that looks like this, which is similar to the first one, but instead it doesn't have that link at the top, and you still have the nice little picture. You have the text, you have the picture, but there's no link. That's option number 2. So the problem is that method 1 and method 2 are the exact same. You're not doing anything different. All you're doing is backing out the link, but you're still posting the same way. This is not what Facebook was telling us to do. What Facebook was telling us to do is something completely different. Link sharing is not grabbing the link up from the top and pasting it into a status update. It's actually using the share buttons that you find on websites that have these options for you to be able to click on them and then share them through different avenues. So we're just going to focus on Facebook today. And you click on those and these little pop-ups come up. There's all kinds of different ones. So here's one that's pretty familiar. It's a share tool. You click on the Facebook one because you want to share this to Facebook. This is called link sharing. What that does is it pops up a window like this. Most people are familiar with this. This is a window that most people are used to seeing. And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, that's not going to work for pages because you can't actually get to this window if you're logged in as a page. And I'm going to go back here. By that, what I mean is when you're on a website similar to the one shown here, and you click on one of these little share tools, if you're not logged in as your personal profile, if you're logged in as a business, as a page, it's going to ask you to switch back to your personal account and share as yourself to not share as the business. So you're going to get to this screen and you're going to be sharing as yourself, not your page. However, you have the option to change that once this window pops up. You can select there in the drop down to share this as a page that you manage. So if you only manage one page, you click that and you'll be logged in as your page. If you manage several and you click on that, then there's a little drop down you can choose, and then from that select the page that you want to post as, and then begin typing in whatever text that you want to put in there, and it'll tell you that you're posting as your page to let you know that this is who you're posting as now. Put in your text. You don't need to add the link because it's already there incorporated with a little image and everything, and then just share the link. When you do that, you have this image. This is option number 3. You have your text up at the top, no link to remove because it's already part of the share tool that you're using, and your image is there and it's visually pleasing just like Facebook had instructed us to do. The thing with option number 3 is it looks identical to option number 2, and that's why everybody was doing that, where they were just taking the link, pasting it into their status update, then backing it out. And a lot of people were saying, I don't understand what the difference is. I'm actually getting a better, reading the first way I was doing it as opposed to doing it this way, because the two weren't really any different. You weren't doing what Facebook was suggesting that we do, and it's totally not our fault. We were all confused. I was confused. The way they explained it just wasn't very clear. So that's what pushed me to do the tutorial. And I'm actually going to show you the correct way that Facebook probably should have shown us to do that in the first place. So this is embedding the link in the status update, option number 2, method number 2, not what we want to be doing. Option number 3 that's shown here is using the link share as Facebook has suggested that we do. And that is actually what they recommend, and that's what that post back on January 21st was all about, was doing it this way. They just weren't really clear about explaining it. So remember this post from the beginning that we had from Forbes? Well, what they should have shown us in that update a little bit more, elaborate a little bit more, was to go to the original post, which I actually went and found, and use the share link tools that are on that page. This one actually has several, so you can kind of pick and choose. I chose the Facebook share on the left there. Click on that, and of course you're going to want to log in as your page and go through those prompts. And then what I did here is I just went ahead and typed in the same little heading that they did in their example, except now I'm using the link share tool that they instructed us to use but didn't really show us how. And type that in just as they had it, no link needed, and then click share link. And voila, that's exactly the look that they were telling us that we needed to come up with. However, they didn't show us how to do it. So we kind of just figured, well, if we just back out the link, it'll look like this. But looking like this and actually being this are two different things. So this is link sharing. This is the way you want to do it. This is what Facebook is telling us is what's going to make page posts with links more visible in the news feeds of our fans and followers. The source link is there at the bottom, so be sure to check that out if you haven't yet. And if this was helpful, great. I'm very happy. If you're not a fan yet, please come check us out at fbfords.com. I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned something. Please be sure to subscribe if you want to get more tutorials like this, and give us a shout out on the fan page if you like this. If you have questions, I'll be glad to answer them. And I appreciate you guys coming back. Take care, and until next time. Bye-bye.